Hey there y'all, just a quick one in here. Now, a few days ago I posted on Patreon that I'm taking a few days off because of essentially extreme tiredness, as I've been working like a maniac to meet all the deadlines I've had on various projects, and that would be in addition to making quite a few videos on the end of March, which also tended to eat quite a lot of time in research and translations and sifting through old footage and whatnot. Now, that kind of rhythm is simply not sustainable without a few days off here and there. You can see, or you can probably hear in the sound of my voice that I'm still not completely recovered from that experience, but it is nonetheless the kind of work rhythm that I must have, since the channel is still not even close to the level of a part-time job. Now, speaking of which, a very generous donor has made it possible to invest in new stuff, so in the following days I'm expecting a new camera, better lightning installations, and possibly even better sound than now, though to be fair, the sound issues are already more or less solved, especially if you compare it to my mid-December videos. Now, I wasn't planning in investing in new equipment, at least not until autumn, but, you know, when the market speaks, I'd be fooled not to listen. Now, the trade-off in this is that it will essentially take a few more days of silence on this channel, at least until I actually get the new camera, and then the rest of the new features will be slowly integrated into the daily setup of the channel, just like I did with the last big investment when I implemented the new features of the new equipment gradually. Now, I essentially prefer this approach because it is less time consuming, as I would rather use as much time available to me as possible towards making content rather than tinkering with the equipment. Now, the trade-off with this is that some videos may end up being, well, less than fabulous in terms of quality until I get used to the new features, but it's a trade-off I'm willing to take because I would rather upload more content than less. Because again, there's only so much time I'm able to dedicate to this channel, so I'd rather manage it in such a way as to focus on more content than on getting, a marginally better image in one fell swoop. The differences are just minuscule. There's actually even a law on this. It's called the law of diminishing returns, which states that in most cases it is preferable to put in 50% or 60% of the work, which leads to 90% of the desired quality. In other words, putting in twice as much work only makes the final product, or tends to make the final product just marginally better, so the return to that extra work put in past the 60% point is usually diminished, so hence the law of diminishing returns. Anyway, I'm rambling, so let me see what else is on the list. Right. This month I'll also be dropping off the map for a while, most likely between April 19, April 20 and until May 3rd, partly because it's the Orthodox Easter and partly because I've already have some scheduled trips. I mean, after all, you know that I'm a man of traveling. But that doesn't mean that the channel will be abandoned. In fact, I want to record and edit at least 12 videos, maybe even more than that, maybe 14, 15, before I take off, and schedule them for publication daily on the channel, so everyone has new content to watch. Now, on this particular topic, I do need your help with topics, so please do drop in the comments any topics that you'd like to see covered. Most likely I'll take from the comments the topics that can make a research and analysis type of video, as it is better if I make this sort of evergreen or timeless videos rather than videos about current event. Now, another good news is that with the new camera I'll be able to take proper shots at outdoor activities, so I'll also be able to make nice videos from my traveling, provided that I will travel in places worth mentioning at the end of this month, because again, I'm not entirely sure which cities I'll be in during the interval that I mentioned earlier. Essentially, the travel videos, to cut this short, will look far better than the video I made about Chernivtsi or Chernobyl in Ukraine, which was, you can see, was made with a potato of a camera. Anyway, Let's see what else I was supposed to talk. Yeah, right. The kittens video. Now, while the public display of Patreon is wildly borked, I'm getting quite close to the $200 a month goal, which requires me to travel 700 kilometers to make a video with my kittens on the small time house that I own. And I will do it. In fact, I may tape some portions of that future video right at the end of this month if the camera arrives in due time, and I'll get the chance to visit the place where the kittens are located. I'm only mentioning this because I got an angry message on Patreon from someone telling me that he won't donate to the channel because I must be trolling with such a goal. Now, look, if you don't want to support me, that's absolutely fine, but the kittens video goal is really not a joke. I really mean it. I mean, come on, who doesn't like a bunch of cute kittens? And not only that I mean it with that goal, but I also wanted to make that video because I need an excuse to go there more often, as in my view I'm not going there often enough. Also, while we're at the Patreon topic, I also need to create new goals, which will probably be related to how much I need to make this a part-time job and how much I need to make it a full-time thing. Now, I don't expect to reach that level of support earlier than well, maybe mid-2017. Then again, I'm under no rush. Now, the beauty of having very low expectations is that when you have low expectations, happiness is almost always guaranteed. For instance, I didn't expect this channel to grow even as far as it did by now, and I certainly didn't expect to be able to pay more than the, let's say, the electricity bill with the donation money. The fact that I can buy a far superior camera, and I already bought a monster of computer with the donation money, is already more than I expected from less than a year on the market. Also, let's not forget our corporate sponsor, Crypto Compare, whose backing also brought in some positive things here. So yeah, we're really doing good. Very good, I would say. So yeah, thank you all for supporting on Patreon with one-time donations and for subscribing, liking, and sharing all over the place. None of this would have been possible without your support. So once again, please do drop in the comments whatever topics you want to see covered in the future, and some of them will definitely be covered during the last third of this month, when I'll be unable to keep up with the latest news and thus focus on timeless or / evergreen videos that don't rely on highly up-to-date news, zero-day news. One of the topics that I have in mind is a slur for idiot libertarians, similar to conservative or regressive for the leftists. There really is a need for such a slur on libertarians as well. Now, we'll see. Once again, thanks a lot to the very generous donor who made the upcoming upgrade possible, and thanks again for watching and especially for supporting this channel. See you in a few days on Freedom Alternative.